Hey, we're here. Day one, AI as a muse. Now, there are essentially two ways to use AI. You can use it as an oracle, a source of knowledge you go ask questions, or you can use it as a muse, a source of inspiration. A simple change from one method to the other is going to make all the difference. I'm going to try and convince you you don't want to use AI as an oracle. You want to use it as inspiration. Each of the talks in this course is designed to be short and focused on one message. Each will be around 10 minutes, just enough time for us to have a coffee together. Now, I don't have a coffee today. It's hot, but I'm going to raise my glass to you. I have a Coca-Cola. If you have time, go get a coffee now. It's a something we can repeat again and again. Just make time in your agenda to do it and do it on a daily basis. Now, I'm passionate about how some small changes in the way you use AI are going to bring you some big results. Let's get started. Before we go any further, we need a common ground when we talk about AI. Let's start. What are the definitions? What is AI? AI is a system trained on vast amounts of human generated data. It finds patterns in that data and it predicts the most useful response to whatever you give it. It mimics what humans do. That's it. It has no knowledge of your business, no understanding of your context, no awareness of your goals. It only knows what you tell it about your business and your challenge, which means the quality of your input determines the quality of its output every single time. Now, there are three types of AI you're going to encounter in your work. The first is predictive AI. It finds patterns in past data to forecast what's happening next. Then credit scoring, demand forecasting, churn prediction. The second is generative AI. It creates new content, text, images, codes. This is ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and the tools most of you are using already. The third is agentic. It acts autonomously, completing multi-step tasks without human prompting at each stage. This is newer, it's moving fast, and it raises the stakes of everything we talk about in this course. If it works on its own and you don't give it a good briefing, you're going to go a long ways in the wrong direction. Now, this course is going to focus primarily on generative AI, large language models, the kind behind ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, for two reasons. First, it's the type most knowledge workers already have in their hands. Second, it is the type most consistently used poorly. It's not because the tools are bad, but because the interaction model is wrong. People use generative AI as an oracle. This course is going to teach you to use it as a muse. This course is going to be light on tools and makes no recommendations on the best models to use. You can follow along with any model. If you want, you can use the free version, but I'd suggest you have at least one paid subscription. Now, all three of the models we talked about, Gemini, Claude, it could be Copilot, even the paid models have the same limitation. For your problems and challenges, they only know what you tell them or can guess. And sadly, they guess too wrong. With my clients, I do something called the hallway test. The hallway test is simple. If you're not happy with the output of AI, do this. Stop somebody in the hallway, give them exactly the same question you asked AI. Imagine you ask them something like, write me a sales email. What's the person going to answer back with? They might say, for what? What tone? What do you need it for? These are the questions you need to be answering before you use AI. That's the gap that's leading you in the wrong direction. And that gap is everywhere. Here's what I see too often. You give AI a brief, it gives you a confident answer. You used it. Later you found out the replies didn't help much. Not because AI was wrong, but because you asked the wrong question and you handed the wheel to the tool. It took you somewhere, just not where you needed to go. Now, most people assume that smarter AI produces better outcomes. Here's what the data says. 78% of organizations use AI regularly. More than 80% report zero. You heard that right. Zero measurable impact on earnings. The AI on your desktop, on your phone right now is amazing, but it's only amazing if you use it right. In my experience, the tools seldom solve the issues. It's the way we're using them. Quite simply, if you ask the wrong questions, you're going to get the wrong answers. Here's what this lesson is about. AI doesn't know what your organization needs, only you do. The people who get value from it, direct it. The people who don't, defer to it. That's the big distinction that matters, and it's the one we'll build on for the rest of the course. Now, I want you to start with a simple question. When was the last time you sat with a difficult problem for 5 whole minutes before searching for an answer? Not researching it, not Googling it, not asking AI, not talking to a friend, just thinking. Most people can't. We've built systems that deliver speed, quick answers to any question. Google has been part of our language for years, and back then you at least had to think about what to search for. Now, social media and AI hand you the whole answer before you've even formed the question. The answers are good, sometimes absolutely brilliant, but something quietly disappears, thinking before seeing the answers. Because when the answers arrive before you think, exploration collapses, alternatives disappear. You accept the frame you've been given, and you stop interrogating the frame and start optimizing inside it. And because the answers sound confident, you feel more certain than you should. The tool doesn't make you wrong, it makes your judgment underdeveloped. AI can help you solve the wrong problem faster than you've ever solved anything before. And here's the dangerous bit: it can't really feel the difference. Good results come from thinking first. Help should come after, not before thinking. This is not an argument against AI. It's not nostalgia for harder times. It's a sequencing question, a sequencing problem. Problem needs to come first, solution second, always. The Oracle trap is simple. You ask the AI what to do before you define what you need. The AI answers confidently. The answer is reasonable. You follow it. And somewhere downstream, the output fails to connect with anything real in your organization. Because the AI was not working on your problem. It was working on the most likely version of your problem, based on every similar question it has ever seen. That's not the same thing. Here's what this looks like in practice. A leadership team asks the AI, what AI tools should we adopt? The AI lists 10 platforms. They pilot 3. Nothing sticks. The team concludes AI is overhyped. The real question was never asked. What's the biggest single bottleneck preventing us from hitting our target in the next 24 months? Same tool, completely different starting point, very different value. The alternative is the Muse model. A Muse does not make decisions for you. It provokes, it challenges, expands your thinking, but only after you define the question. In practice, this means one thing. You bring the question, AI brings the pressure test, you decide. In that order. That's what makes things work. Now, here's why this matters at scale. McKinsey's 2024 Global Survey Enterprise AI Adoption found that high-performing organizations, those getting more than 5% of all earnings due to AI, consistently define strategic goals and operational bottlenecks before selecting tools. These leaders generate $3.70 for every dollar spent on AI. Gen AI high performers get $10.30. Organizations that adopt tools without defining the problem first average 0 measurable impact on earnings. The difference is not budget, it's not technical capability, it's whether the problem was defined before the tool was open. Now, to show you how important it is to ask the right question, I'm going to take you back in time to the Second World War. In 1943, American military engineers were trying to keep more bombers alive. They studied planes returning from combat all over Europe. They mapped every bullet hole, wings, fuselage, tail sections. The solution seemed obvious: reinforce those areas. Then a statistician named Abraham Wald asked a quiet but different question. What about the planes that didn't come back? The engineers were studying the wrong signal. The bullet holes they could see showed where planes could survive being hit. The real damage was invisible. Planes hitting the engines never return. The engineers had the right data, they were asking the wrong questions. Wall didn't give them a fast answer, he gave them a better question. And that led to reinforce the engines, not the wings. He was doing something we forget too often. He thought before he asked the question. The right question wasn't where the bullet holes are, why didn't the other planes come back? He preserved the moment before the answer. He thought before getting a reply. You need to do the same with AI. This is exactly the moment now under pressure. Every day, every office, people are reinforcing the wings. The tools get faster and faster. And as they get faster, we're more likely to be like the engineers, not Wall. We make the same mistakes every day. We assume better decisions come from better answers. Too often, we forget the wrong question leads to the wrong solutions. Today's concept is simple. AI as a muse, not as an oracle. Your key question going forward is going to be about, have I defined the problem before I open the tool? That question will come up in every lesson in this course. It's the foundation everything else is built on. The next lesson is going to talk to you about why your expertise is irreplaceable in this process. In every course in this class, I'm going to give you some links to learn more. Articles, videos, notebooks. In this one, we have 3. Read more on Making AI Your Muse. It's a book, chapter out of my book, it's Generative Organization. You have a free download link. I have a TED Talk about when help comes too early. There's a Notebook LM about objectives or tools first. And you might guess it's objectives first. When you open up a Notebook LM, you're going to get something like this. You can ask a question, and we'll search within the documents that are there for useful answers to almost any question, any part of the course. For all 10 days of the course, you have a different Notebook LM. Now, I'd like to quickly sell you the advanced course. The advanced course is optional for each day, but you might want to look into it. This course is about the AI divide and why 80% fail to deliver results, and 3 keys to closing the divide, how to define better problems with AI. Now, I know what a lot of you do. You're going to watch the videos and say, I got it. But I'd like to challenge you to do something different. Let me read you a quote. Tell me and I forget. Show me and I remember. Involve me and I understand. Let me apply it and I learn. It's from Benjamin Franklin. If you really want to learn the materials in this course, what I really suggest is you try to apply them. The exercises are designed to be quick and easy. You'll see the next one coming up. It's just about 10 minutes of your time. Give it a shot. You'll be surprised how much you learn. Here's the next step for today. Each course will end with a what now. This one is 3 steps. I'd like you to choose a challenge you're working on and describe the context. This should be a challenge you're working on where you have some sort of bottleneck. I'd like you to define the bottleneck, run the prompt below, review the output, see what comes out for you. I think you might be surprised. For this course and every course, there's a demonstration. You can check it out. Thank you. See you tomorrow.